It's like when Kesha first started doing stuff, it was Keisha. And then all of a sudden it was Kesha. That's how I feel.
Well, remember, it was also wake up in the morning feeling like B. Diddy.
I remember.
That was B. Diddy. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of
The Duck Squad Podcast.
Yo, what's going on out there, y'all? We hope you're enjoying this little journey that we're taking so far with the podcast. I think it's going pretty well.
They should call us Noah the Ark.
Why is that? I'm trying to understand, like the Bible, right?
Sure. We're building an ark, which is the podcast, and all the artists are the animals.
Y'all better get on or get washed. That's how it goes.
Welcome to the podcast journey.
Alright, y'all, we got something a little bit different for y'all. Usually we review albums here one by one, but today we're doing something a little bit different.
Yeah, we're taking a break. I just spent the whole week editing, and I just uploaded episode 4 today, Chromacopia, that we just worked on. So go listen to that. And we're taking a break because tomorrow is literally Thanksgiving, and I am not editing anymore this week.
Yeah, we're going to take a little break from the editing. But before Thanksgiving, we did want to give you a little something. But so as you may know, a couple weeks ago, the Grammy nominations for 2025 came out.
It popped up.
Pretty interesting list. So we sat down and we thought, why don't we go over some of these nominees? It's still a little early, so no host or performers have been announced yet, but we do have the nominees, so we thought we'd play a fun little game of who should win and who will win. So we're gonna go through a lot of the bigger categories.
Yeah, if we don't hit a category you're excited for, I'm sorry. Put it in the comments and we'll do our little thing.
Yeah,
but
of course.
We're not gonna hit every single one.
Yeah, you can always leave comments down below and let us know who you think will win, what categories you'd like to review yourselves. But yeah, we'll just go through the list. Yeah, we'll play the game. Who we think...
It's time to play the game.
It's the game. Who we want to win, who we think will win.
Yeah. How come Big Mark didn't get nominated for anything?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's up and coming. He should be Artist of the Year. Maybe next year.
You ready to dive into the list here?
Yeah, I'm ready. We're going to start
with the general field. That's really just all of the different genres and artists come together to be nominated. So you got rappers in here, you got country singers, you got pop artists. It's a little bit of everything. So
yeah, everybody. We're
starting off with Record of the Year. The nominees are Fortnite by Taylor Swift and Post Malone, Good Luck Babe by Chappell Roan,
Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar,
Birds of a Feather, Billie Eilish,
360, Charlie XCX,
Espresso, Sabrina Carpenter,
Texas Hold'em, Beyonce,
and Now and Then from the Beatles. That's right, y'all. The Beatles are still at it.
Why are they back? They had their time. They had the 60s, the 70s. What more? Now they want the 2020s? It's not their time. They had their time.
Well,
respectfully.
Yeah, respectfully. The Beatles are legends. So we show them respect. Honestly, I think that's where this nomination is coming from. Just a show of respect for just the legends that they are. They're arguably the biggest band in the history of music.
Yes, but I get that. But there's so many other artists now that are so much more talented and up and coming.
That's true.
Who, the Beatles had their time.
Yeah, I get that. And plus, the song itself, it's not a brand new song. It's been out. It's been out from the 70s.
It's 50 years to listen to the song.
Look, it's a good song, but I wouldn't personally pick it.
Okay.
So, who do you think? Who do you want to win first?
Who do I want to win?
Yeah, out of this looks like a pretty good list overall.
Yeah, this is really hard to pick. I would be really happy if Billie Eilish or Sabrina Carpenter took it because, Sabrina Carpenter she's a Disney kid. She's been putting out music for a while now, and she's very talented. Billie Eilish she's young. She's a very talented, up-and-coming artist. She's accrued a lot of fame over the few years, and she has a wonderful voice, and I really love all of her music, even though I'm really behind on catching up on all of the new music that's been out. Chappell Roan, from what I know, she just kind of popped up out of nowhere to me, and her music is great.
She's had music out for a few years. This album really isn't a new album. It came out last year, but it just really
Okay.
kind of blew up. But this song is a brand new song. Good luck, babe.
Gotcha.
So
It's a great
this
song.
makes sense, and it is a
Yeah.
great song.
I feel like maybe it's not quite her time yet because I feel like Billie Eilish and Sabrina Carpenter are a little more well known. For me personally, I would be really excited to see either one of them win, but I really feel like Kendrick's gonna take this one because Not Like Us completely took over.
That's very true. Not Like Us was really like the anthem of the year. And
Yeah.
if I were to personally pick a favorite, it probably would be Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. It's just such an anthem. And it's a bop, straight up. Like,
Yeah.
Record of the Year to me is like highlighting, just what was like the biggest song of the year.
Oh yeah,
And,
like
like-
most streamed, most popular.
Which just was everywhere. And this song was absolutely everywhere due to the beef.
Oh yeah.
And not even just a beef. It was a
Just
bop on
talent.
its own.
Oh yeah, 100%. You don't. This is the song where you don't have to know the beef. You just need to hear the song and understand. Like, oh yeah, this is a hit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's who I would personally want to win. And I can see that happening, but I wouldn't be surprised if it went to Espresso, because if you take that out, I do think Espresso is probably the biggest song here. And I really like that song too. That's a bop.
Yeah,
Sabrina did come true.
that was such a hit for the summer. That was on my summer playlist.
All right,
you
final
know-
predictions. I want Kendrick, but I think it'll be Sabrina.
I really want Sabrina or Billie, but I feel like it'll be Kendrick, or it very well could be Beyonce too,
That's a possibility.
because
It's Beyonce, y'all.
it's Beyonce.
Grammys love Beyonce.
Make sure to thank Beyonce.
All right, moving on, we have Album of the Year. This is
Another big one.
arguably the biggest category. They usually save this one for the end. Like, this is like the Grammys version of Best Picture from the Oscars, I would say.
Yeah, that's very true. Because
It's-
literally, like most albums, feel like a whole story, just like a movie would.
Exactly. Some of these albums, I'm sure, were years in the making.
Yeah.
Like, you think, like... let's read out the nominees first. We have the Tortured Poets Department from Taylor Swift.
Chapel Roan, The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess.
Hit Me Hard and Soft, Billie Eilish. I believe is...
Dejesse Volume 4. I'm so sorry if I don't say that correctly, but it's from Jacob Collar.
Brat, Charlie XCX.
We have Short and Sweet by Sabrina Carpenter.
Cowboy Carter, Beyonce.
And we have New Blue Sun from Andre 3000.
Balloon. I do want to say, shout out to Andre 3000 first and foremost, because I think that's probably the biggest surprise here. I love Andre 3000. He's one of my favorite rappers. Even though this wasn't a rap album, I do really think it was a great album, and it showed just versatility of him as a talent.
Yeah,
he's
it's super unique.
Incredibly talented artist.
Yeah.
Who I want to win? I actually might give it to... I think I'd give it to Billie Eilish.
Mm-hmm.
Because out of all these albums, I think I've listened to almost all these albums. I think I might have missed Jacob's album, if I'm being honest. But
I listened to a few songs, and it is really good. It falls under the same kind of category as like John Mayer and those types of singers. So it's a beautiful album from the few songs that I've heard.
right.
But album of the year, I don't know. But that's just my opinion. Still a great album. Sorry, you keep going.
No, I was saying Billie Eilish is probably my personal favorite album out of all of these. I thought Billie Eilish has always been a really consistent artist, and I think this was just another consistent, great body of work from her. So that would be my personal pick, and I think that could be a real possibility. Although
because of the Barbie movie too.
That's true. She had a lot of hype from that song.
Yeah.
In terms of who I think will win, though, this honestly can go a lot of different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can see Beyonce taking this. Sabrina has a lot of hype right now, so I can see that going that way. Taylor's won this so many times, so
Yeah.
I don't know if that's an advantage or disadvantage. Maybe they want to give it to someone else. Maybe they just, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't know.
I don't know if that counts as a factor when they determine like who wins.
I know the Grammys are voted by a lot of your peers.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of the peers in the music industry. That's just who's a part of the Grammy committee. And I know Taylor has a lot of friends in there.
Oh.
So like I think that's probably that. I think that could help her. I'm not saying that's exactly why she wins, because she does make good music, but
Yeah.
but I don't know if it's gonna go that way. I like the album. I think she's put out stronger albums though in the past, and I think there are stronger albums here. So my personal favorite again is Billie, and I think I'm gonna say Billie will win. That's my take. What about you?
I really hope she does win, because that would so be well deserved. I mean, I would really like to see Sabrina or Billie win this again, or even Chapel Roan, because they're all wonderful upcoming artists.
Chaperone's album is a very strong pop album, I will say.
Yeah. I could really see any of them winning, and I would be happy with it. I feel like Short and Sweet maybe won't win, only because it is a shorter album, and it has those few hits like Please, 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 and Espresso that an Espresso may very well win. I swear to God, stop!
If you're hearing some sounds in the background, don't mind that.
It's my fat cat trying to eat the last two little pieces of food in his puzzle bowl, his slow bowl, because he eats too fast and he throws up. Stop, Tubby.
We sorry about that, y'all.
Sorry. I got a new Post Malone shirt.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a Hollywood's Bleeding Tour shirt. I got it on Depop. I wore it today because he has a couple nominations.
That's true. We'll get into you a little bit later, Post. We'll touch on those country nominations.
Fun fact. I really feel like Taylor could win this because I feel like the Tortured Poets Society really had a grasp on everybody for the majority of the year, and her tour, the results of her tour constantly being sold out and packed full of people every single night, like, really shows like how much this album's had an impact on this year. I can really see her taking it. I could also see Billie Eilish still taking it.
Billie Eilish is another like real fave, I think, when it comes to the Grammys. She's won a lot in her career, and she's like really, she's not new, but like she's still has a lot of career ahead of her, I'd say.
Yeah, I love her. I loved her reactions last year when she was just like, she really acted like she didn't expect to win anything.
It's very humbling to see.
Yeah, and her brother and everybody. I forget her brother's name.
Phineas, thank you.
Phineas and Ferb. They were both so excited. I really feel like Charli XCX could win this too, because I feel like the whole trend this year was having a brat summer, and that kind of became a thing because Charli XCX's album.
I think she really is peaking at the right time. She's been around for a really long time.
Yeah, she has.
And like she's kind of slowly risen to in popularity. She's really formed her own fan base, and I think she's at a real peak right now, which is really good for her. So I think that could help her chances.
She does have a pretty solid chance. I don't know if she has the best chance, but a very solid chance, especially because now she's a lot more independent because she used to do a lot of songs with other artists. That's
true. I think she'll have better chances in other categories, but I think some other people have better chance. I'm really stuck on Billie. I really think she has a good chance here. I really hope
she does win. I really feel like it's going to be Billie or Taylor, but I'm also not going to be surprised if Beyonce just swoops in and takes it.
We'll see.
It's Beyonce.
And she's doing country, it's like...
Yeah, she has to do she does every genre.
All right, anything else there?
No.
All right, moving on to Song of the Year. Before we read off the nominees, I do think it's important to point out the difference between Record and Song of the Year. Record of the Year, I think, like I was saying before, more highlights just like what was big, what was a big name record, what was just kind of everywhere, what streamed really well. I think Song of the Year deals more just... like right there in the title, the songwriting aspect of everything, because the songwriters actually are the ones that win in this category, not so much the artist, unless of course the artists help write the song, in which case they will. But it highlights just more of a well-written song as opposed to what's popular.
No, that's good to point out.
So with that, the nominees are
Texas Hold'em, Beyonce. Well, Beyonce sang it.
You want to read out the names? You just want
all the names?
Oh, we don't have to do that. I mean, shout out to the songwriters.
Oh, of course.
Please, 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 Sabrina Carpenter.
Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar.
Good Luck Babe, Chaperone.
Fortnite, Taylor Swift and Post Malone.
Die With a Smile, Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga.
Birds of a Feather, Billie Eilish.
And A Bar Song, in parentheses, Tipsy, by Shabuzi. I'm actually kind of... I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I was just going to say, I feel like we are the host. We should be the host.
Call us up, Grammys.
Call us. I'll do it.
Where they air? I think they are on CBS. Call me up, CBS. Call us up. I'm surprised, first and foremost, I'm really surprised that A Bar Song is not in Record of the Year. I think it's a really big record. It's a fun song. I wouldn't say it's like an incredibly well-written song, but it's a fun song.
It definitely is. It really reminds me of Old Town Road.
It does have that vibe.
It really does.
It also is important to mention.
Arla's so upset.
It's also important to mention that it's now, I think officially, now the longest running #1 song on the Billboard charts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it just reached its 19th week at #1.
Wow.
Yeah, like I mean, it's a good song, but like I'm really surprised it's lasted that long. Like it's been out forever, but it's still number one.
Okay.
I mean, but shout out to you, Shabuzi.
Yeah, Shabuzi, you go, Boozy.
I don't think he's gonna win here though. I'm
Gee.
pretty confident here. I think Die with a Smile will win, and honestly, I think it should win. I think it's a really well written song. You know, the star power on the song is undeniable. You got
It's
Bruno
so
Mars
good.
and Lady Gaga together.
Ah, King and Queen.
Honestly,
They're so good together.
it works so well.
They sound so great together. I was like, why don't they do more songs together?
Honestly, like
Why didn't they come together and do more songs before this?
they come up together like in the same era. You know, like
Yeah.
I remember listening to both of these guys back in middle school,
Oh yeah,
and they're still
they've
out
been
here.
around.
Yeah,
And they just never did a song together. Why?
better late than never.
I guess.
I'd also love to see Not Like Us win here as well. But I'm pretty confident. I think Die with a Smile will win, and I think it should win.
Mm-hmm.
There's also an off chance that Please 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 can win. You know, I think that's a really good song. I
Yeah.
think it's a well written. Excusez-moi. I'm sticking with Die with a Smile. What do you think?
I really hope Die with a Smile wins because that's my favorite song out of this list.
That's such a good song.
Yeah. I don't feel like Not Like Us will win because it's in Record of the Year. And,
I think it stands a better chance there.
right, like you said, this category is more for the songwriting aspect of this. So, I mean, I really hope Die with a Smile wins, but I feel like Birds of a Feather might take this one.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
I wouldn't either, but Die with a Smile, I don't think is in any other category except duo performance.
I think it has a really good chance of winning there if it doesn't
Yeah.
go here. But
Yeah.
I feel pretty good here.
Yeah,
They're also. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I don't remember what I was going to say, but I mean, Fortnite really might take it because that was one of the top streaming songs over the summer,
That's true.
which the songwriting is great, but
I don't think it's a bad. It's a good song. I feel like Taylor just has stronger. I think there's a chance for a couple other people. I just think there are better written songs here than Fortnite. It's not a bad song by any means.
it's not a bad song. It's just, I just have beef with the whole featuring Post Malone, and you can barely hear him on the entire song.
Yeah, I would have highlighted him a bit more.
Yeah, you have Post Malone on your song, you gotta use him.
It would be nice.
He should have got his own verse or
Yeah.
something. Like, I want to hear him in more, and then just like say like 2 lines throughout the whole song.
It would be nice for it to win just for the sake of giving Post Malone a win because he
That's
actually never
true.
won.
That's true. He needs to win something on his own, though. He has a lot of good work on his own.
That's true.
Aside from F1 Trillion, because that has all features basically, but he has a lot of good work on his own, so he needs to win something on his own.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think we're pretty much in agreement with Die with a Smile on that one.
It better win something.
Moving on, we have Best New Artist. The nominees are
Hang on, I'm gonna give him some food.
Stand By,
Jeez, Arlo, you're the worst.
The nominees for Best New Artist are Teddy Swims,
Shabuzi,
Chappell Roan,
Ray,
bear with me guys, Charugabin, forgive me if I mispronounce that,
Doechii,
Sabrina Carpenter.
Benson Boone.
You go first. I'm going to look up the proper pronunciation of that name.
Okay. So Best New Artist. It's a little funny that Sabrina Carpenter is in this list, and we just talked about this before we started recording.
She's not a new artist.
She's been around because she's a Disney kid. She's been making music since she was like a teenager.
Yeah, no, she has. I think this is like her 6th album, Short and Sweet.
So it's a little strange she's considered a new artist in this category. But I really wouldn't be surprised if she won. But I would really hope to see Doechii or Chappell Roan win this.
Khruangbin is how you pronounce that.
Khruangbin?
Khruangbin.
Khruangbin. Okay.
That's the only group here. Everyone else is a solo artist.
Interesting.
Yeah. But back to your point.
I would hope to see Chappell Roan or Doechii win this. I feel like Doechii's very up and coming right now, especially being on Balloon with Tyler the Creator.
Mm-hmm.
I've had that stuck in my head all day because I uploaded the episode.
It's a bop.
It's so good.
She really makes the song.
Oh, that reminds me of a question for you.
What's up?
You said you don't like Judge Judy,
It's not my favorite.
but you liked Doechii's verse on Balloon.
Yeah.
But they're both kind of vulgar.
I like Balloon more just for the energy that Doechii brings to the track.
Okay, I get that.
Like
I wonder if she's an Aries moon.
the energy, the flow, the
She
lyrics
matched
are
Tyler's
raunchy.
energy really
Yeah,
well.
she did. And I think she even took it up to an 11, so that's why I love that song so much. She really just she made that song for me.
Yeah. Tune into episode 4.
I would love to see her take this. I think I'm pretty positive this will go to Chapel Roan. She's having a real moment right now. Even though she's kind of been around for a little while too. Maybe not as long as Sabrina Carpenter, but
yeah,
they both feel more like artists who have broke through this year as opposed to like brand new artists. But I think she's having a real moment right now. And that's exactly kind of what you need for a Best New Artist win. I think there's an off chance it could go to Ray. Just the sound of her music, from what I've heard, she's very talented, and I think that's kind of the vibe that the Grammys like to go for. So I think there's an off chance she could win, but I don't know. Chapel Roan kind of feels undeniable here for me, and I think it'd be a deserving win. So I'm going with Chapel Roan.
All right,
guys. We're gonna skip ahead to the separate genre field categories. We're going to pop first. We have Best Pop Solo Performance. The nominees are
Good Luck Babe by Chapel Roan,
Birds of a Feather, Billie Eilish,
Apple by Charlie XCX,
Espresso, Sabrina Carpenter,
and Bodyguard by Beyonce.
Okay, here I think Espresso. I think Espresso is a really strong pop song. I think it really highlights just pop music in general. So I think either Espresso or Good Luck Babe. I actually think Chapel Roan stands a better chance of winning here as opposed to like record or song of the year with that song. But I personally would pick Espresso, and I think Espresso has a good chance of winning.
Yeah, I agree, honestly, because I feel like Espresso was like the most trending top stream song out of these. I mean, very, very close contenders, and I feel like Espresso was like the staple song for like the summer and the spring, and it just really blew up this year. So it's such a staple pop song, and Short and Sweet is such a staple pop album in general. So it would make sense that Espresso would win and take this.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Birds of a Feather. I feel like Billie Eilish's new album is more of like almost like a singer-songwriter type. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like it's a staple pop album.
That's probably the most like popish song on the album, Birds of a Feather.
Right.
So I understand why that was the big hit and why it's here. And I wouldn't be mad at a win from Billie here because it's a good song.
I love that song.
But I get where you're coming from in terms of like she took a more singer-songwriter route with this album. That may hold it back a little bit. And again, like I do think the Grammys like seeing some fresh blood sometimes. And Sabrina Carpenter and Chapel Roan are like really like they're not new artists, but they're kind of new in this field.
Yeah, and they're like neck and neck with a lot of these nominations.
That's true. You're going to see them together a lot.
Yeah,
but I think
they should put out a song together.
Maybe.
And Beyonce's also in this, and I'm going to be honest. I don't really. No shade, but I don't listen to Beyonce, honestly. So I didn't listen to her new album. It very well may win, but I really hope like Sabrina or Chapel Roan takes this. They're going to be neck and neck with a lot of categories for me.
I agree with that. I think it can go either way between the two of them. And I think, honestly, the most deserving out of all these songs.
Oh, yeah.
Moving on, we have Best Pop Duo / Group Performance.
Yeah.
Nominees are
Die With a Smile, Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars.
The Boy Is Mine. This is the remix version with Ariana Grande with Brandy and Monica.
You have Guess by Charlie XCX and Billie Eilish.
Levi Jeans, Beyonce featuring Post Malone.
Us by Gracie Abrams featuring Taylor Swift. You never see a Taylor Swift feature anymore.
That's very, very rare. I am almost 100% sure that this will go to Die With a Smile.
If Die With a Smile doesn't win one of these, especially this category, it has to win this one because it's the best song on this list.
It really is the best song on this list. And I think, I think it's just simple as that. I think it's just the most deserving song. I wouldn't be mad at this Charlie XCX Billie Eilish song. I did think that was a really cool song they put out.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Die With a Smile is just too undeniable here. I would definitely go with them.
Yeah. It honestly took me a minute. I was like, oh yeah, That Boy Is Mine, that is a duo feature. When I try to think of the song in my head, I really only think of Ariana's part.
It's her song, and they hopped on it because, they had their song from back in the 90s, right. The Boy Is Mine.
So they just remix it.
Yeah.
So I feel like it doesn't count as well as the other songs do. It's kind of like the Beatles thing again, where it kind of came back, but it's not really like, it's not original. It's kind of like a remake, it's a remix.
Yeah.
So, which is cool to do, but in a category with other artists who wrote and helped produce these songs with another artist. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
I would like to see Beyonce and Post Malone win this, only for Post Malone's sake.
He's got to win something.
Yeah, but also I'd really like to see him win something on his own.
We'll get to that. But I think we're pretty much in agreement here.
Yeah, that was a quick one.
Best pop vocal album, moving on. Nominees.
The Tortured Poets Department by Taylor Swift.
The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess, Chaperone.
Eternal Sunshine by Ariana Grande.
Hit Me Hard and Soft, Billie Eilish.
And Short and Sweet by Sabrina Carpenter.
I would like to point out before we get into predictions, I know a lot of people they like to go through lists of like people who were snubbed and who were like highly nominated, and I saw a lot of people saying, Ariana Grande kind of felt snubbed here because she doesn't have a lot of she didn't get nominated anywhere in the general field like record or song of the year, or album of the year, and she's only got the couple of nominations here.
Yeah,
which was a little surprising. I thought Eternal Sunshine was a good record. I do think there are stronger records here. I actually think this would be a great place for Chaperone to take it. For me, I think it'll be either Chaperone or Billie Eilish, because I think Billie Eilish shines more as an albums artist as opposed to separate songs. So I think she stands a better chance with the album categories, Billie Eilish.
For best vocals, yeah, Billie Eilish I really would like to see win this. I can understand why Ariana Grande is in this category. I kind of feel like she's kind of getting over the hill after Wicked, over the hill with her hype almost. She also kind of got canceled right before her album and her singles dropped with her man.
I actually have some tea on that I can share with you later.
Oh, okay.
I think she's having a better year with the movie Wicked as opposed to with the music that she put out. So I just don't think this is quite the time for her music wise. But good luck with her. I wish you the best when it comes to the Oscar nominations, because I've been hearing some buzz for her with Wicked.
I've heard the snippets and they sound and they look amazing. I saw this little clip where she was on Jimmy Fallon's show and she walked out with this like really pretty pink dress and it had this really long tail, and she walked up and she sat down on the couch and she grabbed all of the tail of her dress and just like threw it over the couch, and it just fell so graciously. Like it looked so cool. So just for that alone she should win something. But I feel like Ariana, music-wise, had the most hype when, like, Thank You Next came out.
Yeah,
and
that was a peak for her.
That was such a good album. That whole era. So right now I feel like she's getting the most well-deserved hype in the musical theater scene, which is wonderful.
Yeah, good for her, absolutely.
So I would really like to see Short and Sweet get this, or Billie Eilish. They're going to be my top picks, honestly. Vocals alone, Billie should really take this because her vocals are incredible and she's so young and so talented.
True.
And she's so she seems so much more down to earth and more humble. I don't know if it's just our generation that's like that.
I get what you're saying.
I would like to see her or Sabrina take it because Sabrina does have some really good vocals.
I agree with that.
And Chaperone. But I would really like to see Billie take this the most.
I would say Billie the most, but a second for me would be Chaperone. I do think those are the strongest albums of the two here, but my favorite would be Billie Eilish. I think she'd have a good chance there.
Yeah.
Skipping ahead a little bit. Bear with us, y'all. I think we're going to skip over most of the rock. Not any disrespect to anybody in the field. We wish you all the best. I think maybe this just isn't something we know. I will say real fast, when it comes to best rock performance, I would say, I know a lot of these names. Broken Man, St. Vincent, Dark Matter, Pearl Jam, Gift Horse, Idols, The American Dream is Killing Me, Green Day, Beautiful People, Stay High, Black Keys, and Now and Then, Beatles. I think Beatles maybe stand a better chance of winning here.
Yeah.
But I'd say that would go to St. Vincent. That's a good song, and she's a good artist. I'll just give you a little bit of taste of the rock. But we're going to skip ahead because I don't think it'd be fair for us to comment on a lot of this music because we just don't know it very well, guys.
Sorry. We'll review some more rock stuff over time.
Yeah, we'll try and get into this more for next year.
We want to be well-rounded, but today's not the day.
All right, we're going to skip ahead to the R&B field. I think we have more recognizable names for us here. Nominees for Best R&B Performance are
Saturn by SZA,
Made for Me, the BET Live Performance version by Mooney Long,
Here We Go, Coco Jones,
Residuals, Chris Brown,
Guidance. Jane Aiko?
Jhené Aiko.
Jhené Aiko, sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay.
I am more than positive, and I think the most deserving as well would be This Is a track.
I love Saturn. That was one of my favorite songs this year.
It's such a good song. I wouldn't mind if it went to Made for Me, because I do love that song.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you heard the tea on this one.
Mm-mm.
Originally, this song was not going to be not going to be eligible for any nominations.
Oh.
The standard original recorded version. I forgot why. It was a silly reason, but they weren't going to make it eligible. So what they did was record the live version of her performing at the BET Awards, I believe, and they used that to technically make it eligible again. So I think it's really representing the studio recorded version, this nomination, and it's a really popular song in R&B field. So I wouldn't be mad if it went to that, but I'm pretty set on SZA winning this.
For me, it's going to be a tie between Saturn and Residuals. Not that I want to give Chris Brown any kind of hype or support because of everything that he's done. That also sucks as someone who was a fan of his older music and 1111 for a minute.
Just looking at it at a musical standpoint, I do think Residuals is a very good song.
Yeah.
I think it's well written, the vocals are nice, but yeah, I mean, just...
especially with, I'm not going to say any details, but there is a documentary on HBO Max about him, and I did watch it, and yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised if he won this, just because Residuals, is a really good song. But I really hope Saturn takes this one.
I'm pretty set on Saturn winning, and I think it will win. SZA is a really well-respected artist at this point, especially in the R&B field.
I loved her performance last year.
It was really
so good. Her set was so cool, with the rain and the garbage can on fire and her outfit. And didn't it start in black and white and then it turned into color?
I believe so, yeah.
So cool. I love watching the performances.
Okay, moving on. We don't have to get into this one because I don't think we know a lot of the other ones, but I'm pretty sure SZA again would win for Best R&B Song for Saturn.
Yeah.
Progressive R&B album. I'd probably give it to Childish Gambino. Not just because it's the most popular album. I do think it's just a really strong album. Really strong sound-wise. Production was really strong, and it really, I think, it best represents what progressive R&B would be. I don't really love this category that was created, but I understand why they did it. But I think Childish Gambino is the best representation of what that might be.
Yeah, it would be a nice conclusive moment for him too, because he's kind of retiring, Childish Gambino.
That's true. That's supposed to technically be the last Childish Gambino album, and we'll see where he goes from there, Donald Glover. Yeah,
hopefully he still creates something, but whatever he wants to do, and hopefully he's recovering from whatever happened on his tour.
Best R&B album. There's Coming Home by Usher.
Algorithm by Lucky Dave.
Revenge, Mooney Long.
Vanta Black by Lala Hathaway.
And 1111, the deluxe version by Chris Brown. So that does include Residuals, which was a deluxe track.
It's funny that they only nominated the deluxe version. I feel like you don't see that often.
You don't. They usually just judge it on what the original version of the album is. So
yeah, they're like, oh, okay, there's more songs. Okay, now you'll get a nomination.
Well, I think that's also why they're doing it, because a lot of artists these days are they're dropping deluxe editions, which are pretty much just new albums. And if you listen to 1111, that
it is a whole new album.
It is. It's a whole.
It came out a lot later too.
It did. It came out like
what, 8 months later?
I think so. It came out April, and 1111 dropped.
I remember because it dropped right before my birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 1111 came out in November last year?
November, yeah. I'm more than positive this will go to Usher. And it's not so much that it's a good album, and I think it was a really nice comeback for him, but I think this is more coming from just him having a comeback year. He did the Super Bowl earlier this year. He's been on the award circuit for Lifetime Achievement Awards. He's won Lifetime Achievement at the NAACP Awards and the BET Awards. So I think he's just having a real legacy moment.
Yeah.
And, deserving. Usher's a legend.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm pretty sure it's going to go to Usher.
I really feel like it's going to be a tie between 1111 and Coming Home. Because everything he's done aside, I feel like 1111 is an album where he really got a lot of hype for when it came out and it dropped.
That's true.
A lot of the songs on there are really good. So I can see why he's a contender. I personally am not going to vouch for him and say that I want him to win, but I really feel like it's going to be a tie between him and Usher, but I really I feel like Usher's gonna come out on top.
I won't deny Chris Brown's talent, but it's hard separating the man from the music.
Yeah.
And plus, I think Chris Brown's always kind of been like an apprentice to Usher. Like you can tell, you can see like the influence. I know a lot of people compare him to Michael Jackson, but I think he's a little bit closer in the vein of what Usher has done in the past. And you see Usher again is a legend, and he's still doing it out here, still killing it. So I would give it to Usher, and I'd say Usher would be very deserving.
Fingers crossed.
Moving on, we got the rap category fields. I think we know enough here. Best rap performance. This highlights both collaborations and solo performances on rap songs. So we have... You can go first.
Okay. Sorry.
You like going first?
I guess I do. I don't know. Okay. We have Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, Glow. Glorilla.
Like That by Future and Metro Boomin, featuring Kendrick Lamar.
Houdini, Eminem.
Nissan Altima by Doechii.
When the Sun Shines Again, Common and Pete Rock featuring Fadunos. Forgive me if I mispronounced that.
And Enough, Miami by Cardi B.
That's a lot of people in this category.
Oh yeah, this is a good category though.
It is. I think this will go either way to Kendrick.
That's very true.
There is a slight chance that he could split votes by having two songs in here, and these were both really big songs that highlight the beef, and they were just big records, and they're both really great tracks. Like I love Like That. That's probably my favorite song from that Future Metro Boomin project. But Not Like Us is just really undeniable as a rap song.
That's where it all started. That's where the beef all really got hyped up this year.
True. I do think when it comes to rapping, I think best rap performance is the one category that I think highlights the most of a rapper just going bar for bar. Just the hype that Kendrick got from that verse. And Future was good on the track as well. He kind of gets outshined just because of how crazy the Kendrick verse is. But the rapping on Like That is really strong. So I think
that whole album too is really good.
I think in this case it would go to Like That. But I wouldn't be surprised or mad with Not Like Us. I just think Kendrick is really undeniable here. I think either way it could go to Kendrick.
This probably really will be Kendrick's year because of all these nominations. He's got to win something at least, and he's playing the Super Bowl next year. So this is his moment.
He also just dropped the album.
Yeah.
Which the album plus the Super Bowl performance, which I think both are happening before the Grammys. I think the Super Bowl is the week before the Grammys.
Ooh.
He's just going to have a lot of crazy hype going into it, which helps with your nominations.
Yeah. I heard that SZA and Kendrick are going to perform together too.
That'd be nice to see.
They better perform Luther together.
That's a great track. We're going to review the album. We'll get into that.
Stay tuned.
Moving on.
I didn't get to do mine.
I thought you did.
No, I didn't.
You said Kendrick.
I got more to say.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I really think Like That would sweep and take this because that's the song that started the hype and got everything going. Kendrick's verse on that is crazy. Still to this day, I don't get tired of the song. I really don't think Not Like Us is going to take this one because it's already nominated for 2-3 other categories.
It's the big song for Kendrick.
I feel like this is Song of the Year, especially for Kendrick, but I really feel like That deserves this category more, and I also would really hope to see Glorilla maybe take this too, because Glorilla is really blowing up, and she's, now she just released an album, she's in the game, and she's making a name for herself, and I would be really happy if she took this as well.
That's true. I can see this maybe a slight chance going to Glorilla, but I think Kendrick is just too... I keep saying it, but Kendrick's just
He'll
really
win one
undeniable.
way or another, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I would really hope that Glorilla has a chance to take this if That doesn't win. That's all I wanted to say.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. It's okay.
Moving on, we have Best Melodic Rap Performance. The nominees are
3 a.m. by Rhapsody featuring Erykah Badu.
Big Mama, Lotto.
We Still Don't Trust You, Future and Metro Boomin featuring The Weeknd.
Spaghetti, Beyonce featuring Linda Martle and Shabuzi.
And Kalani by Jordan featuring Kehlani.
You're not going to...
I'm sorry, I don't want to say it wrong and be mean.
I didn't love the second project from Future and Metro Boomin, but I really did love that song. And I think
I listened to that today, actually. I love that song. Sorry.
No, you're good. I think this is a good chance for Future and Metro to win.
Oh, yeah. This is another solid chance for them, at least.
I would say that song.
I love the instrumental to it. I love that The Weeknd's on it. I really like The Weeknd working with Future and Metro because they sound so great together.
He sounds great over Metro's production, and he and Future, I think, are just a really good collaborative team. They've done a lot of collaborations up to this, but it still doesn't get old because this is a great track.
Yeah, I really hope We Still Don't Trust You wins this one. And the Future and Metro have to win something if it's not the previous category. Yeah, but Beyonce is also in this category, so, that's also kind of up in the air, where we're like, yeah, like, Beyonce could take this one.
She also has Shabuzi on the track, who's having a moment right now, which I think could help.
Shabuzi could win it with her.
I'm pretty set, though, on Future and Metro with The Weeknd.
Yeah.
Moving on from there.
Here we go.
Best rap song. The nominees are
Yeah, Glow by Glorilla.
Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar.
Like That by Future and Metro Boomin featuring Kendrick Lamar.
Carnival, which is the Kanye West Ty Dolla $ign collab project song featuring Rich the Kid and Playboy Cardi.
We have Asteroids by Marlana Evans.
She's the songwriter.
Featuring Hit Boy.
Marlana Evans, in case you don't know, is Rhapsody. Rhapsody is her rap name.
I was going to say, I don't know this one that well, so sorry.
She's a really good rapper, I think. So it would be nice to see her take that. I'm kind of fine with anything except for Carnival. I don't really care for Carnival.
No, I don't like Carnival.
It's okay.
It had its hype, and now, like, I just listened to it again recently, and I was like, oh yeah, the Kanye's album was good. I don't know. I listen to it now, and I'm like, this feels a little old.
I think this is the best place to award Not Like Us. I would love to see it win in either of the record or song of the year categories, but they can be kind of funny when it comes to rap in like the general field. So I think him going head to head with himself in best rap performance. I know he's going head to head again with himself with Like That and Not Like Us, but I think Not Like Us out of all these songs is like the best representation of what a rap song really is. Like this is another category that highlights the songwriting of a track. I think it's a well written song. I think Kendrick just embodies just what like a rap song is on this track. This is a rap song that's going to be remembered for decades on end. So I think this will go to Not Like Us.
I definitely agree with what you're saying. It definitely is such a staple rap song. If Like That doesn't win in the previous category, I would really like it to win here. I mean, Kendrick is still on this one, and he had one of the best bars on that song, if not the best. So
the verse was crazy.
I like Future's first verse too.
No, see, that's the thing. It's a good verse. It's just it was so overclouded because of just the Kendrick's verse was crazy and just what it started.
Yeah, it would be nice to have like one single artist just win this category, where Like That has Future, Metro, and Kendrick all together. I would really like to see Glorilla win this too, because Glow it's such a good song. She's so talented. But I could definitely see Kendrick taking this if it doesn't win Song of the Year. If it doesn't win Song of the Year, I'm going to root for it to win this category. I don't think Carnival's going to win either.
I don't.
It was okay. It was good when it came out. It had its hype for a minute. For a minute, I was like, oh yeah, the song's fine. I love the song. But now I'm like, I don't know. It's alright.
Okay, moving on to Best Rap Album. Nominees are
We Don't Trust You, Future and Metro Boomin.
The Death of Slim Shady, Coup de Grace, Eminem.
Alligator Bites Never Heal, Doechii.
The Auditorium, Volume 1, Common and Pete Rock.
Might Delete Later, J. Cole.
I would be okay if this goes to anybody except the J. Cole project.
Oh.
I'm not dissing J. Cole. I just think this is a pretty weak project from him. And plus, the song with the most hype, he literally deleted from this album, the Kendrick diss.
Oh yeah, he did delete it. I kind of respect that choice though, because when all that was really going on, I remember he put out that statement and he was like, I just don't really want to be a part of this anymore. I don't feel like this is for me. Respectfully, I'm going to drop out of this. I respected that.
I respect it too. You know, I just wish that J. Cole's never been one for like beefs and disses and everything. So I kind of wish he just left it alone to begin with, because it really didn't have much of anything to do with him. It was clearly
right. He was just kind of tied into it somehow, and he was like, this is not really for me.
Yeah.
He seems very open-minded and a little more open-hearted. As an artist, I could never really get into his stuff when I listen to it, other than his hits.
This has... I'm sorry.
No, you're good. What were you going to say?
This has nothing to do like with him dropping out of the beef, because again, I have a lot of respect for that. I'm kind of back and forth on his music. You know, sometimes I really like it. Other times I just don't quite see what other people see in him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just how I feel overall. And I just think this project in particular is one of his weakest projects in a while. Because I really liked his last album. I forgot what it was called. I had to look it up. But it came out a couple years ago. I thought that was a really strong project. I thought we were heading in a direction where I was going to start becoming more of a fan again. But I really didn't care if it might delete later. So
stingy.
I am good with this going to either Future and Metro Boomin or Doechii.
I would really be surprised and kind of happy if Eminem took this because he came back.
The Off Season. That's what the album's called, by the way. J. Cole.
Oh.
I really like that album.
Yeah.
But Eminem is definitely the legend here.
Yeah, I mean, that's what our friend Danielle, I know that's one of her favorite rappers and artists overall. She loves Eminem.
I wouldn't be surprised either. You know, he's the legend. This is a really strong project as well.
Yeah.
It was probably one of his better albums in a while. Yeah. I'm just not sure as to whether or not this is like an Usher moment where he's just having a legacy moment, or
probably
maybe like, I don't know. I think Eminem still has other chances to win with future projects, with future Grammys. I think maybe this might not be the time, just personally.
Yeah. We Don't Trust You may just sweep a couple of nominations and take the winning. I really hope this does go to We Don't Trust You, but I will not be surprised if Eminem takes this. I'm really happy to see Doechii on this too. I don't think it's quite her time yet, but if she wins this, I'll be happy for her, obviously. But
she's got a lot more in her, so I wouldn't.
She's
I
coming
don't think.
up.
Yeah.
I feel like next year, the following year, maybe.
I will say that I think Future and Metro Boomin do benefit from the fact that Kendrick doesn't have a nomination here because he didn't drop an album in time.
Yeah.
So they could use the hype from the song to their advantage here, as opposed to competing against another Kendrick song or album. Yeah. So I think that also gives them a chance to win for best rap album. So I'm gonna say, I think Future and Metro are gonna take this.
This is going to be tough next year, too, because Tyler, the Creator, and Kendrick will be back in this list.
They're going head-to-head.
It's going to be tough.
And we don't even know who else is going to drop yet, but we'll see. Moving ahead a little bit.
Drake. New Drake.
He's
suing Kendrick.
He's suing Kendrick twice. You saw that?
Oh, I didn't see twice. I saw he was suing because of the bots that he thinks
He sued for that, but he also put out another lawsuit because... because he was being called a pedophile on the song.
Oh my gosh, but that's so true though. It's a fact. You can't get mad at facts. That's not a thing. You can't get mad at facts.
He's saying like it's...
Actions have consequences. Sorry, pedophile, certified lover boy, certified pedophile.
He's talking down on his name. I don't know. If you're going to go that route, I will say it also could be thrown at your face because you said a lot of terrible things about Kendrick, which have already been proven to not be true. This is a bad route to take. If I were Drake, I would have just left it alone. But I think this is a fun category to do.
This is fun. I almost forgot this was a category.
It kind of gets shoved in the back a lot of the time. I think the only time it's ever been presented on television, at least in a while, was when Hamilton won. Because everyone knew it was going to be Hamilton.
Yep, that's true.
Plus, they performed that year.
2016, what a great year. What a great year for musicals.
But the nominees for Best Musical Theater Album are...
The Wiz.
Suffs,
The Outsiders,
The Notebook,
Merrily We Roll Along,
and Hell's Kitchen, which is the Alicia Keys sort of like biographical story.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, I've noticed with this category, whoever wins Best Musical at the Tonys goes on to win this category. And in this case, that was The Outsiders. So I'm pretty sure The Outsiders are going to take this.
I would really be excited to see like The Wiz win.
I want The Wiz to win. I love The Wiz so much. It's one of my favorite musicals.
Honestly, I haven't listened to The Notebook, I'm going to be honest. I just haven't. I really like that they do like artist biographies and musicals now, like with Hell's Kitchen is really cool. Like they did that with what's her face? Beautiful.
Oh, Carole King.
They did that with Carole King.
That's true.
I saw that live. That was really good. They did that with somebody else.
They've been doing that a lot lately.
And I ain't talking Alexander Hamilton.
He didn't write songs.
No, I feel like Hamilton walked so these guys could run.
That's true.
The Outsiders probably will win.
I just noticed from history of the Grammys and the Tonys, like whoever wins the Tony for Best Musical usually goes on to win this. And in that case, it's The Outsiders. And from what I've heard from The Outsiders, it's pretty good. So I wouldn't be mad about that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love that story.
All right. We're getting
go.
into the country categories. This probably is going to be the last bit of categories we hit.
Yeah.
But getting into this, we have Best Country Solo Performance. Nominees are
It Takes a Woman, Chris Stapleton.
A Bar Song, Tipsy, Shabuzi.
The Architect, Casey Musgraves.
I Am Not Okay, Jelly Roll.
16 Carriages, Beyonce.
I personally, Casey Musgraves is one of my favorite artists. I don't know if I got into that before.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, I love Casey Musgraves.
Nice.
And this was one of my favorite albums of the year, her album.
Wow.
So I would really like to see her take it. I think there's a pretty fair chance she could take it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to either Shabuzi or Chris Stapleton, because Chris Stapleton is another stable artist in country music, very well respected, and that's a good song. And Shabuzi, that's one of the biggest songs of the year, so I think that's a good chance for give him something.
I am really betting on A Bar Song winning this for solo country performance, only because of like the numbers, how it's been on the Billboard for so long now. I would really like to see Chris Stapleton take this as well, because I do really like that song.
It's a really good song.
Wouldn't also be surprised if Jelly Roll took this.
Jelly Roll is also another artist kind of having a moment right now.
Yeah, he really had his moment last year too at the Grammys. That was really nice to see. He's probably like my third pick if you could even do that, but I really feel like A Bar Song's going to take this first.
I will also say that he dropped an album last month.
Yeah.
Which came out like after the cutoff for this. So I think he's going to have a better chance next year of winning awards. So I don't think that song's going to win here. It's a good song, but I don't think it's the favorite here. My personal favorite is Casey Musgraves. I think Shabuzi has a good chance here. The best chance. Moving on, we have...
Here it is.
Best Country Duo / Group Performance. Nominees are...
I Had Some Help by Post Malone and Morgan Wallen.
Bigger Houses, Dan and Shay.
Break Mine, Brothers Osborne.
Two Most Wanted, Beyonce featuring Miley Cyrus.
Cowboys and Cry 2 by Kelsey Ballerini and Noah Kahan.
I mean, easily the most popular song here is the Post Malone track.
We all know he's gonna win. I hope he wins.
I think there is a slight chance that this could go to Dan and Shay. I think that's a good song. And Dan and Shay are a pretty consistent duo / like group. They've won this category a lot of years in a row. So I just know that they're kind of like respected when it comes to the Grammys. So I think there's a small chance that they could take this, but I feel like the Post Malone track is too undeniable.
Yeah, I feel like Post and Morgan Wallen are going to sweep and take this. For me personally, like songs of the summer, my two staple songs were Espresso and I Had Some Help. Like, this was his first single he dropped before F1 Trillion came out, and this song brought him in the most hype for his album.
I definitely agree with that.
I mean, I also wouldn't be surprised to see Beyonce and Miley take this, because they are really good together, I will say.
That was a good song from the album, I will say.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Miley did win a couple, or at least one last year. I don't remember.
She won a couple for Flowers, I remember.
Yes, she did win last year, so we could see her come back and take another award with Beyonce, which would be interesting. But I really, really hope Post Malone and Morgan win this.
I think Post...
It's undeniable.
This is the best chance for him to win a Grammy.
Oh, yeah.
I think in this category.
Yeah, because he's a country boy now.
He is a country boy.
Yeah.
Moving on, we have Best Country Song. Again, this highlights a bit more the songwriting aspects of songs. But the nominees are...
Texas Hold'em, sung by Beyonce.
I Had Some Help, Post Malone featuring Morgan Wallen.
I Am Not Okay by Jelly Roll.
A Bar Song, Tipsy, Shabuzi.
And The Architect, Casey Musgraves.
Again, my personal favorite is Casey Musgraves. And I think it's a very... have you ever heard this song?
No.
No, it's okay. I was just going to say, I think when it comes to songwriting, it's a very well-written song.
I'm going to listen to it.
It's a good track. I mean, I would like to see I Had Some Help winning, but I think you got to take a look at it at a different aspect when it comes to categories like these. I think it's a pretty straightforward when it comes to its songwriting. I think sometimes they look for a bit more like abstract picks when it comes to like how a song is written when it comes to like the songwriting categories, which is why I think Casey Musgraves has that route that I think the Grammys like when it comes to songwriting. So I think she has the best chance of winning here.
I don't know her too well, but she definitely feels like an underdog in these categories. And like last year, Jelly Roll seemed like an underdog, and he ended up coming out pretty successfully after the Grammys.
She had a real moment a few years ago with Golden Hour. That is one of
Mm.
my favorite albums of all time, top 10. But she had a real moment with that. She won a couple Grammys for that. And she's kind of bounced back and forth between genres. I think this has been a bit of a return to form for her with country. But I think that's her best chance of winning a Grammy this year. And it's a good track. So I'm going with Casey Musgraves personally.
I really hope Post Malone takes this with Morgan Wallen.
I wouldn't be mad at that or Shabuzi.
Yeah, if he doesn't win the previous category, because we're just doing Best Country Song right now for songwriting aspects. So, I mean, I do really like Jelly Roll's songwriting. I do think Jelly Roll has a chance, but I really, really hope Post Malone wins this because he needs a moment. Because he did not get this moment with Austin, so he needs to get this moment with F1 Trillion.
Yeah, you know, he didn't get any nominations, I don't think, for. Yeah.
And Austin was so good. He
That was a
didn't
good
get
album.
anything. I'm so upset.
You're coming back for Redemption Post, don't worry.
You better.
Moving on, I think this might be the last category. We're going to do Best Country Album. Nominees are
Whirlwind by Lainey Wilson.
Higher, Chris Stapleton.
Deeper Well, Casey Musgraves.
F1 Trillion, Post Malone.
Cowboy Carter, Beyonce.
My personal favorite album here is, again, Casey Musgraves, Deeper Well. That might be my favorite album of the year. I love that album so much. I love Casey Musgraves. I can't say that enough. I think there are actually a lot of like Grammy favorites here. Like Chris Stapleton, like he always comes through.
Yeah.
Lainey Wilson had a real moment last year, so I wouldn't be surprised if she takes it.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see her in this category.
I will say I think this is Beyonce's best opportunity for a Grammy. I'm not saying like that's who I want. I'm just saying I think.
Unfortunately, because I mean Post Malone's in this one too. If this gets taken from, I don't want to say if this gets taken from him as if he deserves it more than anybody else, because like I don't want to disrespect Casey Musgraves in this or Chris Stapleton or Lainey, but I really do hope he wins for this myself. He's my pick because this album was so good. But the only thing, I don't feel like this is his strongest point because there were a lot of features on that album. So
Chris Stapleton being one of them.
Yeah, so all the credit can't go to just him. So if he wins anything, it should be I Had Some Help because he had a feature on that song. And it makes sense for that album. So Beyonce very well may take this, but I would really hope to see it go to somebody else.
I personally want Casey Musgraves, but again, Chris Stapleton just always feels so undeniable when it comes to the country category. So
Yeah.
it would not be surprising to me at all if it went to either Chris Stapleton or Lainey Wilson. But I'm personally rooting for Casey here. And with that, I think we're all set.
Yeah, I feel like that's it. But I want to say, I can't remember what category it is off the top of my head, but I did see Troye Sivan and somebody else nominated for something. But I couldn't tell you the category, but I'm so excited to see Troye Sivan in a category and being nominated for something alongside somebody else because I've been a fan of Troye Sivan since like Blue Neighborhood came out. And I'm just really excited to see him nominated and still in the game, so to speak, because I really love his work and I think he's really talented. I kind of grew up watching him because he was on YouTube with a few other people. So it's really cool to grow up with those artists.
He was nominated for Best Dance Pop Recording for his song Got Me Started.
Yes, because he's a great dancer too. That's the thing. Like, have you seen clips of him performing live? He's so good.
Let me see if I can get to it real fast so we can...
I don't remember who else was in that category though.
That's the field where Charlie XCX really shines. So I think...
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure she would take whatever it might be. If she's in that same category, I don't know.
I think she was nominated with Troye Sivan, if I'm not mistaken.
We will find out momentarily.
Stand by.
Here it is. Best Dance Pop Recording. It was Troye Sivan's Got Me Started.
Yeah.
Yes, and Ariana Grande. L'amour de ma vie, Over Now. The extended edit, Billie Eilish. Von Dutch, Charlie XCX. Did you want to read one? I'm sorry.
You're fine. And you're just going through them really quick because this is last minute.
Yeah.
And also Make You Mine by Madison Beer. So this is also like a pretty good category.
I do like this Ariana Grande song.
It is pretty good. It's not going to be my personal pick.
No, my personal pick would be Charlie XCX.
Yeah. This is a category where she really shines.
Yeah, no.
It's a little interesting to me that Billy's in this one, but I'm really excited for Troye Sivan to be in this category. I really hope he wins something because I feel like when he was really kind of quote unquote blowing up, he did not get the hype he deserved, especially with Blue Neighborhood because it was so good. That's one of my favorite albums of all time.
Yeah, no, he was an artist that like people knew of. I got into him more on his album Bloom.
That's a good one too. Yep.
That's where he really hit for me. But he's just one of those artists. It's kind of like Sabrina, actually. You know, just somebody who's been making music for a while, but not a lot of people were paying attention to. But you know, he persevered. He stuck with it, and I think he's getting more hyped than ever. So good for him on that.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
It would be nice to see him take this, but I think if Charlie XCX is going to win anywhere, it's going to be around this category.
That's very true. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she did win this.
Anything else you want to hit on?
I don't think so. I'm glad I remembered that.
Well, surprise category for y'all. But with that, those are our predictions for who we want to win and who we think will win. And with that, the Grammys air. I know they air in February, but let me just take a look at the date.
Let us know your thoughts. We have comments on YouTube and Spotify. I guess that's a new thing for Spotify is you can comment now, which is very exciting.
Yep.
We want to know who your favorite artists are that you want to win, who you don't want to win.
Okay, the Grammys air Sunday, February 2nd. So we will go ahead and lock these predictions in, and we will come back in February to see how many we got right, what we got wrong, and just an overall review of the Grammys.
Yeah, we can do that. I'll host a watch party at my place.
That'd be dope.
That'd be fun. I can make food. Thanks for listening. If you celebrate, happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Hope you're having a great mid-fall, early winter break wherever you live. Be good. Eat some good food.
Yeah, absolutely. Enjoy your holiday. Enjoy the season. And if you just want the day off, enjoy the day off.
Enjoy the day off. That's all that matters.
But with that, this will be our episode. Be sure to go back and listen to our other episodes if you haven't. We got a lot more on the horizon, especially coming pretty soon. I think we got a couple things boiling up that we want to get to.
Yeah, we've had some things cooking.
We'll be coming at you with that stuff soon. But I think with that, this has been
the Duck Squad Podcast.